Nice. And then that's pretty much it. And I will enjoy this 15-year-old Glenn Farkless.
Oh, beautiful. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Four Jobbers Podcast. We are 3 right now, and we're going to bring you our SummerSlam predictions. Do you think it's going to be a SummerSlam, or is it more of a Bummer Slam for you? What do you think? Let us know down in the comments. We have 2 fantastic jobbers this week. The Waxy, the Venomous, the Son of the Dentist, and the Body. From Kirkcaldy, Jordan Deeves, all the way from Edinburgh, Scotland. Wax, there's a big event, or a big happening in the wrestling world that has been talked about nonstop, and how are you feeling about it? I'll let you take it away.
Yeah, so I think if you're listening to a wrestling podcast in any capacity, you know what Brad's referring to there. It happened, of course, the day after we recorded our last episode. We were talking about Ozzy, and these celebrity deaths, they come in bunches, and so we lost Hulk Hogan. The Hulk Hogan, 71, I believe, 71. There had been a story a few weeks ago that he was not well, which had been rebuffed. It seems like maybe it wasn't as untrue as we thought, or who knows? You don't want to speculate around these things.
No.
Hulk Hogan, of course, is a very divisive figure, a very well-known figure, but he doesn't have, he doesn't come without his differing thoughts that people have. I think Brad put it really, really well in the video he put up on our Instagram, that you have Hulk Hogan and you have Terry Bollea. Now, the man didn't do a great job of saying this is Terry Bollea speaking and this is Hulk Hogan speaking. I think the best way I can put it, and the best way I can think about him, as someone who was definitely critical of him, and it's interesting that his last appearance on WWE television was what it was, and maybe was fitting for the man he had become.
Also
the
time. It was also the timing of that
timing.
event.
I don't blame anybody for feeling a certain way. Let's just say that. However, wrestling, as it is now, would look fundamentally different if it were not for Hulk Hogan, the character, the wrestler, the icon. He is the prototypical wrestler. He made the modern day business with the help of Vince McMahon, who, of course, is his own story. And so I think you can mourn the loss of someone who is a vital building block to a hobby, a television program that we all love. Many people, their livelihoods are based on that and would not be able to do that without him, while making space for people who were hurt by him.
Yeah.
And I think that's the best way I can put it without going too far. The internet's going to be the internet, and people are going to say some
100%
haunted stuff. I'm choosing to not agree with what the man ended up standing for. Even beyond his political affiliations, to me, it was more his thoughts on certain demographics.
Yeah.
But
he's such a good
politician's
answer.
Yeah, it's you're trying to walk that line because I think you still need to.
I walk the line.
Show respect. I think of plenty of people whose careers were made by him, who had good moments with him. So it's hard. It's complicated.
The most important thing to remember is that he did not create pro wrestling. He did not single-handedly solve every problem in pro wrestling and make it what it is today. But he is a piece of that puzzle.
Yes.
And if you have that puzzle in front of you and it's got the Vince McMahon piece, it's got the Hulk Hogan piece, it's got the Eric Bischoff piece, it's got the, I don't know, Triple H piece, or whatever other pieces that you think fit up for the puzzle of pro wrestling today, without him, the image isn't there. And that is undeniable. He is, and he was, such a huge part of pro wrestling through the late 70s, the 80s, the 90s, the early 2000s, in TNA, in the kind of mid, kind of like noughties era. You cannot deny his impact. And I do sit here and mourn the loss of an incredible wrestling mind and an incredible wrestling character and persona. But I, again, also do understand the hurt and the harm that the person behind the character has caused. And that needs to be said alongside the lovely comments, I guess, that people are making. I think it is important to remember and respect that as well. But that is just our opinion, of course. That it's not to say that anyone else's thoughts on him. You know, these are thoughts of people who have never met him personally. These are thoughts of what we know of the person. So yeah, I'm not saying that we're right. I'm not saying that anyone else is wrong. It's just our thoughts. But I think it is fair to say that he, as a wrestling character, a wrestling mind, a wrestling talent, whatever you want to call it, is undeniable, and he will be missed in wrestling.
Yeah, I mean, wrestling and history in general is filled with people who made great contributions, but are maybe not great people. That's just a reality of our shifting mindset.
100%.
It is what it is.
Do you guys have a favorite favorite moment or a favorite match? Jason and I were watching some stuff on the weekend, going back, watching WrestleMania 3, things like that. I wanted that one specifically because of, you know, Hogan's style of wrestling, where he's not known for his in-ring work or isn't, you know, gets shat on for it, versus Macho Man, who is so good and, you know, draws out the entire match, knows everything that's coming. So it's very theatrical and it's very, everything has a meaning. And it's so funny to get to the end, and doesn't matter what you've done, he just starts hulking up. There's nothing you can do about it. Yep. Everything gets no-sold, everything that's happened.
And forget everything you've ever seen.
Yeah, and it's so ridiculous, but in the context, it's amazing.
Yeah,
of course.
100%.
But it's such a funny thing that, like, my gimmick is, I no-sell all your stuff, and I beat you. I was like, this is insane.
It's wild when you say it like that.
Yeah, right? It's such a crazy way to look at it, but it was just what I was thinking
for me,
while I was watching. I was like, oh,
you know,
here goes.
There was a couple that came to my mind immediately, and one has been talked about a lot in the last few weeks. It's WrestleMania X8 with Rock, Icon versus Icon. Like, that was my era of wrestling, you know, the early 2000s, late 90s, early 2000s. And that match, I remember, just even as a kid, I was able to become an adult and understand how big a moment this was in the industry. Like, I had what age was I, like 12 or something like that? And I'm sitting watching that and I'm going, this is one of the greatest moments in wrestling history. I can already tell how important this will be looking back, you know?
You were so English back then. That's crazy.
Right? I know, it was horrible.
When did you move to Scotland?
I just started drinking whiskey and it changed the husk in my voice. So. But another one that came to my mind, I loved this. Do you remember when he was Mr. America because he got fired from the WWE by Vince McMahon? Yep. So then Mr. America came in with the kind of lucha mask and a big star in the front of it.
Did he have like a blue beard?
Oh, probably at some point, yeah. But like that was hilarious because again, it was kind of like El Grande Americano. Mm-hmm. It's the idea that we all know who's under the mask, but there was this whole thing of, you know, who is it going to be? What's you know? That was a great era in wrestling as well for him. So I'll always remember that.
Good. I mean, you can't not mention the NWO when you talk about Hogan. I wasn't a WCW guy. Maybe I'll leave that for Jason, who was, because Mr. Contrarian. But the NWO was what made wrestling cool when it wasn't cool, like in that mid-90s period when you had all the goofy stuff going on. So obviously he had a big role in that, especially his heel turn. That was significant. It's kind of set the bar for someone who was such a beloved figure. Yeah, there we go. To turn heel, to have the capacity to be a bad guy. And the other one that I remember is more of a kind of a reflection of what he became known for once people got a bit smart to the business, quote unquote, is his match with Shawn Michaels at WrestleMania, where Shawn exaggerated every move. Because Hogan didn't want to lose to him or something like that. And if that doesn't summarize those two men, actually both of them, in one match, then I don't know what does. But it's a funny, like, going back and watching that now, it's really, really funny because I didn't, you watch it, you don't know the behind the scenes at the time. It's like, wow, Shawn's really he's a big seller, but he's really going at it. I don't know what's going on
They
here.
didn't explain it very well in WWF magazine, so
True.
Do you remember
back then we didn't know.
talking about him not wanting to, not want to go down for someone else or whatever? I was thinking about that when I heard the news, and the first thing that I thought about was, do you remember him going and taking a massive loss against a very, very green Brock Lesnar, to the point where it wasn't just a beating, it was, he was busted open and Brock was like smearing his blood across his chest, and like,
good shout. I don't remember that.
There's a moment in, it must be early 2002, I think, where Brock is building up towards his win at SummerSlam against The Rock, and he goes in, he has a match against Hogan, and it ends up with Hogan like covered in blood, and Brock is just beating the living shit out of him. And I was thinking, oh, tell you what, he saw something in Brock at that point that he was like, hey, I'll take the loss for this dude. So as much as people said he would bury talent, maybe there was one or two that kind of shined through and made
I also think of our buddy Brian from My Weekly Mixtape.
Of course,
also, first of all, shout out to him. Hope you're doing well. Now has concluded My Weekly Mixtape, but he told that great story of Hulk Hogan with us, and I was like, I'd never say no to a kid, brother. And it seems like he was able to have that side to him, and so of course
said no at first. But eventually came out.
No, it was the flight attendant who said no. Mr. Hogan doesn't want to see people.
The flight attendant went to him, I think.
Maybe went to him. He might have said no.
Yeah, said there's a kid here. He says not right now.
Yeah. But Brian, I choose to keep the kayfabe alive on that one. 100%
there we go.
the kayfabe alive. Shout out to you. So
absolutely.
Yeah, I mean we are not necessarily the correct opinion or the only opinion everyone has. It's Hulk. You can't not have an opinion on him and be a wrestling fan. So
if you want to go mainstream, like we said it multiple times throughout this, his incredible ability to bring wrestling mainstream, whether it was at the beginning or whether it was with NWO, 2 times where he really brought the business into the mainstream, and that just elevates everyone and everything around it. And as wrestling fans, that's great. So yeah, like you said, lots to digest, but you can check out our little post on at the 4 Jobbers if you like. And I'm sure Jason will do a longer tribute video at some point. And if you want him to do that, just yell at him. He'll do pretty much anything if you yell at him.
Yep.
Great theme song too. Can't hate
Trust
on the
me, he will do
He was so good.
anything.
Yes.
Let's move on from talking about Hulk Hogan or Terry Bollea and talk about why we're really here right now, which is the predictions for SummerSlam 2025. 25. Now, Brad mentioned early as we kicked off the pod that there are only 3 of us here, and that is true for now. Because as you may be aware, SummerSlam is being held over 2 nights. So, in honor of that, I was going to say tradition, but it's the first time they've done it. In honor of that new revelation, we have decided, mostly because of scheduling conflicts, that we are going to host our podcast over 2 nights. But then you're wondering, but I've got to listen to 2 podcasts this week. Nah. You get to listen to one succinct podcast recorded over 2 nights. How fun is that? That means I've got a lot more editing to do, you absolute wanker.
You just take one piece and stick it to the other. It's not that big a deal.
Listen, it's very, very complicated, okay?
Don't give away my Final Cut secrets. When the video version goes live,
the real
follow us on YouTube.
The work reason
yeah.
is that Jason and I are the best predictors of the four of us. They want to split us up like the Mega Powers, brother, and weaken us significantly in anticipation of SummerSlam.
Oh, there we go.
So
There
Jason and I
you've
will
had
pool our scores together and still beat
Jason and I
these
will
two
poo.
jobbers. Poo.
it. They're going to
that
poo
one.
together. They're going to poo together.
Gonna edit that.
Yeah,
Cut.
90% Jason, 10% me.
Yeah, there we go. So yes, we're going to go through night one with Wax right now. Go through our predictions for what we think is going to happen, and then by the time we've finished that, his voice will vacate this episode of the podcast, and seamlessly it will move into night two with Jason, and it's going to be the most beautiful thing you've ever heard in your ear holes
Ever.
So let's jump in to night one, SummerSlam. Here we go. First match that I have on my little list in front of me. We're going to kick it off with a Montreal boy. We got Sami Zayn versus Karrion Kross with Scarlett. That's important to remember, probably. In a regular old singles match. But I guess the stipulation is that if one wins, the other one has to say something.
I guess
I've actually
so.
at this point forgotten what it is that he's supposed to be saying. Because he keeps just telling him, you're going to say it, you're going to say it, you're going to say I was right. Right about what? I've actually forgotten what the hell this was all about. But anyway,
Right about
Wax,
being right.
what is your prediction there?
Okay, so I'm kind of in two minds here. There is still the looming issue of Karrion Kross's supposedly expiring contract, to the point where people on the IWC think this could, if something is not renewed, be his last pay-per-view match. So do you give this guy a win if he's on his way out? But storyline-wise, for Sami to beat this guy again, it also makes no sense to me. So I'm going to work myself into a shoot. I'm going to say, I'm going to assume they work something out with the contract, or it's already been worked out. Because otherwise, you have a guy who is threatening to be dangerous, but isn't actually. And the character, maybe it's a case of the fans being more into the character than the bookers being more into the, than the bookers are. But I will give Karrion this win. It hurts me, it pains me, because Sami Zayn's our boy, our local guy. I shed a tear with all of us at Elimination Chamber 2023.
Well,
but
these are predictions,
They're
not
predictions.
not what you want to happen.
I
It's
understand.
predictions.
I understand the rules. I've done enough of these. So I will predict that Karrion Kross wins.
Nice. Ginger one.
So obviously, I'm quite invested in this because this is two of my boys. Big fan of both of these guys, so I've enjoyed the interaction between the two. It's really brought something out of Karrion Kross we haven't seen in a long time, which is him on TV and not just in a corner somewhere. But other than that, it's been a good little feud for Sami to do while a lot of the other stuff is going on and he didn't have a place there. So I've liked all of that. I don't like hearing all these rumors about contracts and all that business because that's what pisses me off. But it is important in the context here, and it is important as a Karrion Kross fan to hear that and be like, what the hell's going on? Storyline-wise, all of that, I think Karrion Kross should win this match. He needs a win. If this is his last match, and then you should go out on your back, bud. But I hope that's not the case.
Same.
So I hope that he gets the win. Sami, it seems like him continuously beating Karrion Kross is turning the crowd against him more, just because it doesn't make sense at this point. It seems forced. In like kayfabe world, Sami Zayn, the character beating Karrion Kross, should make sense. He's been in and around the main title picture. Let's say he's like what? A 90-something, maybe? A 91, 92?
Give him low 90s, high 80s, yeah.
Yeah, right? And where Karrion Kross is probably low 80s when he
80s.
should be much higher. So
Yes.
I'm going to pick Karrion Kross. And like you said, Jordan, Scarlett is around. So this can't just be a clean win for Sami. It needs to have some stuff happening. I don't know what the apology is going to mean, but I think Karrion wins.
They need to make the stipulation a hair versus hair match. Then I would pick Sami to win. Kross gets his head shaved,
100%.
unlocks his aura.
Yeah.
Becomes the eternal world heavyweight champion. That's
Brilliant.
what needs
They
to
both look good with the shaved
forever.
head. I mean, Sami with the short hair does look really good.
It does.
And Karrion Kross bald is obviously perfect.
Next level.
Yeah.
I struggle with this because, again, you can't avoid any of the chat about contract pish. There's a moment in Raw where Karrion Kross says that if you win, I'll say you were right and I was wrong, and I'll disappear. And I don't like that, because when he said I'll disappear, it made me think, I need to look into the whole contract thing, because maybe I should care about that, but I don't want that to be part of a storyline. Do you know what I mean?
I don't think W's ever done that before. They make that part of the storyline. That's weird.
So I really hope that's not. So I also am going to go
brother.
with Karrion Kross on this. I want him to stick around. The fans wanted our truth. And I mean, I still think that was, we all got worked and he didn't actually get released. But anyway, if they were willing to pretend that was a thing there, I reckon they would keep Karrion Kross if fans are barking about it so much. So I think we need to back him here. We back him here. Karrion Kross for the win.
I was trying to think of examples of if someone's imminent departure made it into storyline, and the only thing I can think of, believe it or not, is Lay Cool breaking up, and Layla was leaving the company, and it was loser leaves WWE, and she did leave WWE. That's the only one that comes.
The only other one I
mind.
could think of is Brock and Goldberg at WrestleMania. What was that 2020? I think. And then there was all the Brock was leaving pish and that match.
If you want to count what Cena's trying to do, you can count that, but that's less of a contract and more of a anyway.
Anyway, let's move on to the next match. I'm going to go straight into this one. Roman and Jay versus Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed, the Seth Brigade or whatever they're called.
The Bronze.
The Bronze, I guess, yeah. Definitely got no brain, I'll tell you that. I'm going to jump in here early. This has to be a win for Roman and Jay. For me, it's pretty clear cut. I don't really see it going any other way. Roman returning and palling with his cousin again. They're going to lift the ones at the end. I'm wearing my shirt. We the ones. Roman and Jay.
Yeah, I get, obviously Seth being hurt really cuts the legs off of their little Triforce group of friends that the Bronze were doing. However, you don't bring Roman back now as over as he's ever been as a face, which is huge for him. And I'm so happy for him. With Jay, who is also super over as a face. And what's nice about that is you make it very clear that Seth is the architect of this group. And without him, these guys are kind of aimless. They're like a chicken with the head cut off. And that works. You can kind of, I don't want them to lose every time because then, you get the kind of Solo Sikoa issue. Of course. But they should lose this time because Roman and Seth have that overarching story where Seth has been Roman's foil. And I'd love for this to end with Seth and Roman teaming up and Roman catching Seth with the chair shot to the back. I would love for that to culminate in some way. And just this beautiful, I'm long-term booking it, brother. But Roman and Jay for this one. Let's not take it too far ahead of ourselves.
Yeah, I'm thinking Roman and Jay. Got to go to Roman and Jay on this one. And I think it creates a cool underdog story because, if they lose again, they're still over. People still really like them and they want them to be good. So now all of a sudden it's like, where do they go from here? What are they doing? Whoever they fight next, they got to kill. I don't think they can fight these two guys again. I don't know what they're going to do. And do we see a new person popping up? Or Seth was seen without his boot. Does he show up and just look down the aisle and cause a distraction?
Yeah.
Maybe. Shouldn't win, but him showing up
could be enough.
Happening.
Yeah.
That's it.
We need some story here, so let's see where it goes.
We do. It needs to go somewhere. Maybe once we get SummerSlam out the way, maybe that is enough time for us to have built a new story. Let's jump into another tag match. We have the Judgment Day, Raquel and Roxanne versus Charlotte and Alexa for the women's tag team titles. Still no sign or thought about Liv being anywhere around this yet, I guess.
Still no tag team name for this tag team, which should not
the Judgment Day.
The
Judgment Day, fine. The other two idiots.
Aren't they?
Oh,
We're
other
like
two.
they're not
Blonde and
friends
blonder.
or something.
We're not
not
friends.
friends.
I think that's what they're.
If their tag team is We're Not Friends, I love it. I'm great. Very happy with that. But they need a tag team name. If that's the name, I love it.
There you go. What do you think is going to happen in this one, Brad?
I think Judgment Day has to win and retain. I think this needs to keep going and keep rolling. There is a chance the other two win. They have got some steam behind them. The crowd is loving it. And it would be kind of interesting that Raquel and Roxanne have to now, nice face, have to now chase, right? Because they have to get the titles back before Liv gets back.
Yeah,
or else
true.
they're screwed. So that's interesting. But
yeah.
Judgment Day retains.
Yeah, there's more interesting story behind the non-friends winning. This tag team is not resonating with me yet. Maybe I'm just not a big Charlotte guy right now. And I would have liked Alexa to kind of be on her own. But that's fine. They're making it work. It's over with the crowd. Doesn't matter what I think. Brad, you've kind of the way you introduced that, you've kind of now made me doubt, because I was gonna pick the Judgment Day, and now I
was doing that
I
as I was
like
saying
the
it. I was like,
story
uh-oh.
potential of
Worked
oh
myself.
shit, Liv's not here. We have to get the titles back.
It would be so fun, right?
You know what? I'll pick. Fuck it. I'll pick the blondes. I'll pick the not
Everyone
friends.
should do that just to screw me over.
They
with-
remain
Fucking
not
yeah.
friends, and they stay not friends, and maybe when they become friends, they lose the titles through the dispower of friendship.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I don't know.
So we've got one for Charlotte and Alexa.
I could regret
there.
that, but we'll see.
I'm going back with Judgment Day. I think this is not a tag team that's built to be a tag team. I think they are a tag team to build a feud. I think this little friendship that we have between the two of them has made them both face. And I think one of them needs to turn after this. So my thought was that Judgment Day retain, and I actually want it to be the opposite of what you would expect. I want Charlotte to stay face because they've done a really good job of making her face. And if they lose, say Charlotte takes the pin. It doesn't matter who takes the pin. But then Alexa loses it, thinking I've put so much effort into this tag team, and she attacks Charlotte, and then you have the two of them feuding going into the rest of the year. But Alexa as heel.
Good luck turning her into a heel.
Right,
Good
her into
luck.
an actual face. Like
Someone
But
who
again,
has
she-
historically
I
struggled
would
to
love
be a face versus someone who has historically, or as of late, struggled to be a heel. I love it. I hope you're right. I now want to switch my vote back.
I remember Alexa as a heel before, and she was absolutely awesome.
was
And
excellent. I
I've
agree.
never had this chance to enjoy Charlotte and her gimmick, because she's always just been that, I was going to say that princess, that queen, I guess. So the fact that we've got her in a spot where she is a face, let's use that. Let's keep her face, but how do we do that? We need a heel. And I think Alexa could be that in the next few months. So
Cool.
I'm picking Judgment Day. Let's jump into another match. We are going to go celebrity here. We got Randy Orton and a country music singer guy called
Don't
Jelly
pretend you
Roll.
don't know Jelly Roll. What are you
Yeah, you
talking
listen to
about?
country.
I do
Yeah,
I've
listen to
seen you
country,
say
that
it.
is true.
I've heard you say
Just
it.
because it's not Morgan Wallen, you don't know who it is? Like,
Listen here, come on. I'm not talking about that guy. He's haunted as well. Most country stars are. But yeah, Jelly Roll versus Drew McIntyre, if he can get into the country,
yeah.
and Logan Paul. Honestly, I do not care about this. I'm so disappointed that this is what Randy, Drew, and Logan are going to
Really?
be doing. Yeah, like, it's nothing against Jelly Roll or Jelly or Mr. Roll
Mr.
or whatever
Roll.
his name
Yeah,
is.
I think he prefers
Mr.
that.
Roll.
Yeah.
Nothing against Mr. Roll. It's just
Senor Roll.
three of the biggest talents that I want to see in almost the main event picture, and we have them in this kind of nonsense fest. I'm not here for it. I'm not excited by it. So I'm gonna go with Randy and Mr. Roll. I think that it makes sense for them to win, and even if it has to be a handicap tag because Drew can't make it into the country, go with that. That's fine. I'm still sticking with Mr. Roll.
Yeah, I'll go Randy and Mr. Roll as well.
Randy and Roll.
I mean,
Randy, yeah, rock and roll.
I mean,
Randy and Roll.
Jelly is allegedly a pretty big deal. I don't actually know. I don't listen to country, but he's at every event now, right? He may as well put on that neon green smiley face shirt and stand in the front row with that other jobber.
True.
Or Frank the Clown.
Boo.
Yeah, not a friend of the show. I don't know.
Why not?
Yeah, why not?
Sure.
Nah, he knows why.
He wasn't very nice to us in that taxi.
It was mean.
That's why.
Next week's guest, we're going to get him on the show.
That's right.
We're going to have him.
Yeah, apologize.
Apology. We expect one.
Atone.
No, Jelly Roll is apparently a big deal. I don't think he's going to take a loss. Drew might not even make it into the country. I agree. I'm not invested in this. I understand why they do these celebrity matches at the big events. Doesn't mean I have to like them. They can be done well. Johnny Knoxville, Sami Zayn is still goated in my mind.
Great
It was
match.
so much fun,
So
and it
good.
played into Johnny, who he was, and his skill. I don't know. Yeah, Jelly Roll threw a guy through a table on a late night talk show. Anyone could do that. I could do that. I don't know how well that will be in the ring.
No.
And for a match that's presumably going to take at least like 10 minutes. Is this really the best use of our time? We have to shove 6 tag teams into a match on night 2, which I'm really excited for, and I can't wait to see it. But we have to put Jelly Roll.
Yeah. I know. I'm with you.
But
So a little bit
hey,
different
I
from you
get it.
guys. Jelly Roll, I don't think, is the biggest star in the world, and I think that's been a part of why the IWC has not been very into this. He's not that big compared to everyone. He's not that
okay. I'm not crazy.
mainstream.
Then.
Like, he is a big country star, sure, but not compared to a lot of people, and it's a very specific kind of country fan that would listen to Jelly Roll. It's not everyone, too, so which I think is why I was so intrigued when I first heard it. I was like, really? Jelly Roll? I know he's a fan and all that, but it does seem like he's put in a lot of work. It does seem like he is putting in the wrestling work to be good. And we've seen that a little bit, and he's been doing all the media and all that stuff, so that's been really good for them too. But unlike most, I'm excited for this one because it is different, because it is fun, and there's a lot of thrown together matches on this card. This one's had some good story. If you've been watching the weekly show, all of his segments have been really good. The moves that he's done have been great, and the promos that he's done have been very good. If you're not watching clips, you're watching the whole thing. He's done so
give him
well
that.
for a celebrity to come in and have these promos and go one-on-one and look him in the eye and do it. I thought that's been fantastic. I really hope Drew gets into the country. If not, Jordan, get in the ring. Just replace it with
They won't notice.
you, and I think no one will be the wiser, and it might be better.
True.
And you might be able to out-sing Jelly Roll, which would be another added layer of craziness.
Yeah, we could have a
to this
sing-off.
A sing-off, a sing-along sing-off.
Sing-off.
Jerk each other off, do whatever you want. But I think it's going to be, Randy and Roll. I think that's what's going to happen here.
There you go.
Let's have a fun time. I'm excited to have some
that's
fun.
Really great show.
That is fair.
A really great show.
Well, we get 2 matches left in night 1. Let's go through them relatively quickly. I'm very aware of time, but let's go through it. Jason's waiting in the wings tomorrow.
Hopefully, no one's dead between this and tomorrow, so we won't need
Yeah.
to talk about
Yeah,
a big
please.
thing like that at the beginning. So
please.
Knock on
we'll have
wood.
time.
Knock on wood.
So we have Tiffany Stratton and Jade Cargill for the WWE Women's Championship. Brad, what's your thought on this one? Are you excited? Are you pumped?
Yes.
Whoa!
Excited for the wrestling. It's going to be a good match. There's 2 incredible wrestlers going at it. It's going to be a banger. I don't know if there's going to be Maliki. I don't know what's going to happen, but it should be a good one. And Tiffany has got to win, right?
So
What do you guys think? What do you think, Jordan?
I'm undecided. I genuinely struggle with this.
I'm
I
gonna.
think
No, well, you go ahead, Jordan. If you're undecided,
I'll jump in
Yeah,
first.
jump in.
I,
I'll jump in.
I'm struggling with it because I think Jade Cargill is finally a new, fresh, big test for Tiffany.
Yeah.
And I think for her to get that win, it. Oh God, it makes so much sense, right?
Yeah.
But Jade has just been built and built and built and built, and is now at that point where actually her winning also kind of makes sense, right?
For sure.
So I am struggling with this. I think I have to base it off what I think is going to happen with the Queen of the Ring winner.
Which was
the King of the Ring winner. Sorry, because obviously this is the Queen of the Ring match, and based on what I think is going to happen in the King of the Ring, I am going to go with. Oh, here we go. I am going to go with Jade Cargill.
Whoa, let's go. I would love to see it. Don't get me wrong. I would love to see
I'm
it.
going to go Jade. I think
I
it's
would
time.
love
Let's
to
just
see
do
it.
it.
Let's do it. This
Give me
is
it.
the female equivalent of big meaty men slapping meat, because these are two
Yeah.
well-built individuals.
No bread, no water,
That's
just
right.
meat.
Exactly. Both look like $1 billion bucks, better than I could ever hope to look in my lifetime. I'm excited for this match.
Never say never.
Never, that's true. Never say never. I hope one day I can look like either of them. Don't care which.
Me too.
Yeah.
I'd visit more for sure.
There you go. Imagine I just show up to the pod. Hey guys, check it out. Look what I got.
Look what I got.
It's 2 for 1.
We can edit this out.
Yeah,
but
we maybe
I'd
should.
be more worried-
Nah, it's
I'd be
fine.
more worried about the
It's all
blackface, to be
fine.
quite honest.
Oh, no.
You just turned up like that. I'm sorry.
I didn't think of that.
Wouldn't do
What is he
that.
doing?
I wasn't talking.
Why did
no,
you
I wasn't
picture it
talking
like
that. Why'd you take it there? Come on. Jordan said that, not me. I'm never doing that.
Jordan imagined it. Not
I am
me.
not a former prime minister of
I was going
Canada.
to say, it was your prime minister. Yeah.
That's true. Who's dating Katy Perry? Apparently,
Apparently,
the news came out
allegedly.
today. They're dating in Montreal.
Dating in
They were at
Montreal.
the restaurant last night.
We should probably
Anyway, who's
turn
winning
this
this
train
match,
back
right?
on track.
Try to.
Jordan brought up a good point with the results of the second day's King of the Ring winner. I completely forgot about both of those. I forgot that that's why Jade is having this match. That's how much I've not, been, my head's been. I'm also going to pick Jade Cargill. I think it's the right
Nice.
time. I think it's the right venue.
Yeah.
And I think it's at the right point where it doesn't hurt Tiffy to take a step back. And I think Jade can do some really, really great work. It would have been more if Naomi was still Miss Money in the Bank.
Sure.
But Bianca Belair's still sniffing around.
True.
I think there's plenty of really interesting
There's gonna be some
storylines you
fun
have
matches.
as Jade, with Jade as the champ.
Yeah. Finger
And
healed just in time. That'd be great.
You invest that much time and money into her and bringing her in right up to the main roster too.
True.
Now's the time you pull the trigger.
Yeah.
So
Not even Mariah May got that treatment, did she?
Yeah.
not
right.
even Mariah. And I'd argue she was more technical ability wise was
Yeah,
more ready.
in the last year,
Yes.
for sure, has been bigger.
Yes. So,
There we go. A couple of Jades and a Tiffy. Last match of that night, we have Gunther versus the best in the world, CM Punk, for the World Heavyweight Championship. Wax. Straight off the back of your prediction for Tiff and Jade, tell me your prediction for this one. Go.
two of my boys here. Well, unfortunately for CM, he might call himself the best in the world, but he may soon find out that he is not.
Oh, yeah.
Because the ring general will slap the shit out of him. They'll send him back to Pepsi.
Is that where he was born?
Yeah.
Planet Pepsi?
He was
in
born
Pepsi.
in Pepsi. He won't no-sell the slaps either, like Bill Goldberg did, which
Loser.
I hate him even more now. Sorry, Jason. He's not even here to defend his boy.
Not yet.
No, I think this is Gunther. I think, much like it is the right time for Jade to be champion, I believe Phil will be champion again before he's all said and done with WWE, but it will not be here. It will not be now. It will not be against Gunther. I think he will put Gunther over, but I see Jordan's face. I think he's getting ready to disagree with me, but I gotta go with my boy.
Fair. Brad, what's your thought?
Oh, Jordan, you're chomping at the bit. Let's hear it.
You say a lot with your face for those who are listening to the audio version.
Yeah.
The eyebrows are going crazy.
I have gone back and forward on this one. For me, it makes no sense for Gunther to lose so soon into his second reign. He's not really faced anyone of note apart from Goldberg, but that was obvious.
So nobody of
happened
note.
there.
Yeah.
Exactly. But annoyingly, I do think it is the time for Punk to win. Punk has just lost and lost and lost and lost on the big stages, and that needs to stop.
Good point.
But I don't think it's now as well. I'm going to go with Gunther as well. I genuinely want to say Punk, but I don't think against Gunther right now makes sense. And I think there's going to be some push that pushes Punk out of the match more than he loses it, if that makes sense. I don't know what it will be. I have literally no idea. But Gunther is going to walk away with the title.
I still think Punk is my Rumble winner pick. And so I think they're going to wait for a WrestleMania moment for him to
that would make
officially
sense.
main event and win.
Yeah, that does make sense. It's so tough because, like you say, it does seem like such a perfect moment to give him the title, let him run with it a little bit, let Gunther chase him. But it just seems... I don't want to take it off Gunther. That's the thing. I love having him as the champion. I love how upset it gets people, and I love having heel champion that all these faces can chase. And there's got to be some schmozzery, right? CM Punk has how many enemies in kayfabe out there in the WWE universe? There's a lot of them.
Too.
There's a lot of people that don't want to see this guy win, even more so than Gunther. And apparently he's hated in kayfabe. So I'm going to go with CM Punk.
Oh.
Because there's a chance he does it. There's a chance he does it. And there's a chance that he wins.
Yeah.
And
there's always a chance. Yeah.
That's what I'm going to do. I'm
That's
going to go
called
CM Punk. I don't really
probability.
have a real good reason. I pretty much everything I think is pointing the other way. But
I'll give you one. I'll give
interesting.
you one, right? The only thing I can see happening is on the fly, they've decided to change what happens. CM Punk wins this exclusively so that Seth can cash in on him when he comes back. And that would work.
That could work.
If Seth was going to cash in on anyone, imagine it was Punk.
And they can do that so much later too, right?
100%.
Like it doesn't
They've
have
got
to be
ages,
now.
so Punk can hold
That's
it,
true.
the title if he wins.
Yeah, or you can give it to
for
Punk
6
later, have him
Like-
win any time. It's going to feel good. It doesn't have to be
Absolutely.
SummerSlam.
So-
So yeah, there's so many
Yeah.
different ways you can go with this. It's very interesting. But you're right. That does make the most sense.
Night one overall feeling. How we feeling for it?
I'd say most of the matches I'm at least interested in. Again,
yeah,
the
100%.
Jelly Roll match, it's not for me, and that's okay. But the rest, I think, has the potential to be very strong.
There's some pretty predictable matches here, but there's also a few that could go either way. So I'm excited by that. Night one, I'm locked in. I'm very excited for it.
Feels like a big prove it night to a lot of these talents, right? You're going on
Yes.
night one. Prove why you deserve to be closing night two next time.
Yeah, true.
And so
True.
it's up to everybody to show up and show out and put on a really big shoe to get everybody talking about SummerSlam because they got to get people talking about it so that everybody buys in
True.
for part two.
Absolutely. And that takes us into night two, perfectly seamlessly moving into it as the beautiful sultry tones of Waxman vacate our audio channels. And then we enter in the beautiful dulcet tones of Jason.
Yes.
You are here. You have turned up on time, sort of, maybe, for this episode of the Four Jobbers podcast. You're here for night two. Waxman has
The best
left
night.
us.
Most important night.
Well, I guess that is...
Waxman's night one, and I'm
yep.
night two.
That is true. But me and Brad are both nights.
Well, you guys got a lot of stamina.
Well, there you go. You know, when you're at
Hey.
it on the reg like we are, you know.
Blue Chew.
You what?
You don't know what Blue Chew is?
A blue.
It's like
Blue's Clues?
Viagra gum.
Oh,
Oh.
chew. I think
Blue Chew.
Okay.
Blue Chew. I mean, I heard blue, and I know that little pill is blue, so...
They sponsor
gonna
like
stick with
every show on YouTube, so hopefully we can get some Blue Chew.
Hey, we're
Well, there you
approaching
go.
40. Send us some Blue Chew
Ha!
sponsorships. hey, Jordan, what's going on?
Anyway,
What are we doing?
That's enough about your blue chews. Let's jump into night 2's predictions. We have 6 matches from that, and Jason, you're joining us for it. I'm going to get your opinion on the first match of the card. It is the Wyatt Sicks defending their WWE Tag Team Championships in a 6-pack TLC match against every possible tag team they could find in every nook and cranny of SmackDown, which includes Andrade Rey Fénix, DIY, Fraxium, Motor City Machine Guns, and the Street Profits. Who do you think takes the titles?
Oh my God! How does anyone know? Every tag team in the world is in this one match against the Wyatt 6-pack challenge. I'm gonna say the Wyatts because they absolutely were incredible when they debuted, and then they sporadically showed up and really sucked, and now they're back again trying to make it work. Therefore, let's get a win. Let's make real sadistic moves in this match and be torturous and evil and mean and destroy everybody and do some stuff we never seen. Be creative, kind of like your debut was. Don't just be run-of-the-mill, We're over all the basic stuff now. We need some... We're past the callbacks. We need some future memories now.
Didn't Wyatt Sicks who did they shoot Damian Priest in the head when they first debuted? Is that right?
No, it was Chad Gable.
Chad Gable. Yeah, they shot Chad Gable in the head. Tell you
Allegedly, there was just a bullet hole in the side of his head. We don't know if it was a
Yeah,
gun.
don't know if it was
Leaking
shot.
Maybe
brain.
he
Yeah,
slipped
yeah,
and
we
fell
don't
on
know.
a bullet. I don't know.
Yeah, true.
And it went off.
Yeah, it just happened to be standing next to some fire and gunpowder. Yeah, I mean, this is a tough match to call because there's so much going on, but I also think that it's really easy to call. It has to be the Wyatt Sicks. They've only just won the title. I think this is really just a match to prove how mental these guys are. They also have Eric Rowan and Uncle Bob Howdy and what's her name? Nikki Cross as well, cutting about. Like, not everyone else has other folk running around behind them. So kind of makes sense that the Wyatt Sicks are just going to retain. Brad, your thought?
The Street Profits do have B-Fab now, who is
True.
back, so she'll be involved in this. It does seem
Friend
like
of the
maybe...
show?
Is a friend
Where
of the
was
show,
she? She
friend
just
of the
like
soup.
popped up.
She was in a tag team, and they
she
must
couldn't
have...
interact with the Profits at all. All of a sudden, she's just like, they lose the titles, and it's like, oh, I'm back.
Stop asking too much. You're asking way
No.
too much for things that make sense.
Protect
No,
the
you're right.
Profits.
All it would take is a tiny little promo to show that they're back together and why.
Yeah.
That's all we need. That's all we need. Why are you back together? How did it happen?
Where
That's
were
all we
you?
need to know. Instead of just, here, you idiots, you're
Back
stupid.
together.
Take it. So I do think the Wyatts need to win this, and I still think they need to be super dangerous. Let's get dangerous. And Mr. Howdy needs to take off the mask. He needs to be normal. He needs to, or still like crazy and whatever, but the mask should only come out for special occasions. It should be on all the time.
Should
Time
be
to
like
change
the
that.
demon
Why not?
or
Yeah.
that
It
kind of
should,
thing.
it should be exactly like that. It should be just like the demon. We should only see it for big matches, for big moments. You have to pull that out of him. It shouldn't
Yeah.
just be there all the time. Then it's not so special. It's like what
100%.
they're saying on the what's that the real show
Unreal.
on Netflix. Yeah,
Oh,
that's
unreal. Yeah.
that real show.
That real show, unreal.
How he's
There
like
we go.
with Cody Rhodes, you can't see him all the time, or when you do, it needs to feel special. It needs to be
yeah,
protected.
absolutely.
Same with Mr. Howdy.
Absolutely.
It needs to be special. So that's my thoughts.
Well, jumping into the next match, we have AJ Styles trying to rip a title away from Dominic Mysterio, the IC title. What do we think is going to happen there? Bradley boys, straight back to you.
Let's go ahead and say that it's going to be AJ that wins, and the implosion of the Judgment Day continues without Liv, and she will be their saving grace. So let's go ahead and, I mean,
Interesting.
I really want to see Dom win. I want to see Dom win, but
I don't
know.
I don't know. What does AJ do with the IC title? He's going to have some banger matches, but
That's
I don't
true.
know what he does in terms of storyline.
And if he loses, where does he go?
Well, exactly. There is chat about TNA, but I don't know.
Does he win and take the title over TNA? But then you're losing such a prestigious main event title on WWE.
Yeah, but both of their main titles are on NXT just now, so
They need one of WWE's titles.
They need something, right? I don't know. This is tough to call. I genuinely want Dominic to win because I think he's been out for a little bit, and I think coming back to a big PLE and having a match as high profile as AJ Styles, for him to lose it, he's not really defended his title much up until this point. I think that would really just take the steam away from him. Plus, then what does he do? He's not got to live around him anymore. He needs to completely rebuild whatever character he's got.
Just focus on Roxanne.
Hey, I mean, that's, yep. Yep. That's all I'm going to say about that. But I'm going to go with Dom. I'm going to say Dom retains in this.
Yeah, it does seem like it's going to be Dom. It's got to be Dom.
There's a lot of matches on this card where I'm happy either way,
True.
It's true.
This is another one because normally I would say I'd be happy for AJ to take it because they can finally have some incredible matches with the IC title. But then I'm like, are they even going to invest that kind of time in the IC title? I don't think so. So, and I'm like, and like you said, AJ doesn't really need it. Dom, I feel like it really does something special with Dom. Like he hasn't done much with it yet, but I think it's good for him to hang on to it. And like I said before, the Judgment Day will do well in my opinion, while Liv is gone, creating a weird return. So yeah, I'm gonna go Dom.
Dom across the board. And Wax had Dom as well yesterday. So.
Oh, there you go.
But he has the guns for the first match. Sorry, just to remind everybody, the guns.
Yeah, so he did. What a tit. Jumping into the next mid-card title, we got a cage match, a steel cage match between Solo Sikoa and Jakob Fatu. Jason, what's your thought?
Once again, I would probably be happy either way. But I'm definitely more like, even though it's really recent, I'm more of a fan of Solo. I think he's doing the best work of his career. He's obviously good in the ring, but his character work is really shining through, and he's someone I look forward to, being involved in storylines and backstage segments and whatnot. Jacob, I know his best is still way ahead of him. I find he's getting a little stale in his promos. There's still incredible catchphrases, and he delivers them with such passion, but I need a little bit more from him, some sort of different direction. So
We've heard it a little bit like him at the beginning. He talked a little bit more, and we've seen him in other promotions talk more. So you're right. I would love to see a bit more. Sorry to interrupt you. It's just
I see more, and I don't think he needs to do it with the U.S. title. So I like Solo to hang on to it. Plus, I love when a heel keeps a title, right? So.
Yeah, I think I'm with you on that. I reckon Solo retains, but there's got to be some nonsense here. That big, massive idiot with the hair, was he going to just step over the cage wall and in or something like that? Like, something's going to happen. It's not just going to be a regular old steel cage match. Someone's going through a wall. Oh, and there is a door. We have to remember that there's a door. There might be a thing about a door, and somebody tries to get out a door. I'm just going to keep saying
the forbidden door.
The trap door. Yeah, Solo. Got to see Solo go over this, mostly because I want him to, but I'd have no problem if Jacob won and he gets to carry the title again and they have to chase him. Whatever. I have no problem with that. I'm just excited for this match because it's a cage match, which is always exciting. And Solo Sikoa is hilarious.
Yeah.
So I'm going to have a laugh. He'll give us a laugh.
Absolutely. A laugh and a steel cage. Two things that probably shouldn't go together, but hey, well, let's see it anyway. Let's jump into the next match then. We have, you ready for this? A no disqualification, no count out, last chance match. That is the official title of the stipulation of the match for the WWE Women's IC Championship. If Becky Lynch wins, Lyra Valkyria can no longer challenge for the title so long as Lynch is the champion.
Got my Becky Stompers. Oh, wait, that was more Australian.
Yeah, I don't know. I thought that was
Got
Rhea
my
Ripley.
Becky Yeah, it was Rhea
Stompers
Ripley's-
on, mate.
Again,
She's not from Peaky Blinders.
Oh, yeah, I'll work on it.
She's Irish.
I got my Becky Stompers on. Is that
I mean, that was aye. Okay, fine. That'll do. I'm gonna drink some more whiskey to put up with this pish.
Oh, I got my Becky Stompers on.
is that your choice? So the Becky Stomper is going to stomp their way to victory, or what?
I don't want to see these two fight probably ever again in my life. I think, or also Bailey. I don't want to see
After this one, not
after
not
this one.
including
Yeah,
this
I'm looking
one.
forward to this one,
Yeah.
but this
Yeah.
this has got to be it. You know,
Yeah.
one of these two individuals need to move on.
Yeah.
one of them needs to win.
Which one?
That's a good question. I'm
That's
gonna
why
go-
I've asked it.
I'm gonna go Becky. I'm gonna go Becky because I think
Big time Bex.
I think there's Lyra is really, 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 really good in the ring, and she's getting better at talking, but I don't think it's there yet, and I don't think whatever character she's going for is there yet. So continue the chase. Don't get complacent with the title. You know what I mean? So
Interesting. I think for me, if Becky wins and Lyra can't go for the IC title for a while, that means that she's main event, right? Because you can't ever fall lower than the mid-card title. She's been doing great work, so I would expect Lyra to be up there fighting for the Women's Championship on Raw if she loses. And that's why I don't see her losing, because I don't think she's there yet. I think this is the end of the story for her, and that is her winning back the IC title, where she can have some great matches, some great work on her mic skills and everything like that. Because in ring, you're right, she's great. But if she loses right now, it means for me, she has to be pushed to the main event, and I don't think that is where she fits in yet. So I think she wins the title.
Oi, tito. Me Lucky Charms are going to be all over this match. Who's going to win, though? I think it's going to be Lyra. Lyra is going to take the W, and she'll take the belt home, and she is the victor, and to the victor go the spoils.
Brilliant.
well,
Can't
that's
argue with
solid
your reasoning.
logic right there.
Yeah, there you go. Let's jump in. We have a triple threat for the Women's World Championship, no less. Naomi, the champion, defending against Rhea Ripley and Io Sky.
Banger alert.
Banger alert.
Brad, what's your thought on this? What's your thought on this?
Is it too early to take it off Naomi?
Yes.
Is it too early to do
Yeah.
that?
It really
Yes.
It
is.
feels like it's too early, right? So Naomi has to go over and has to win and keep it going. The
Yeah,
other
you want to
two
see the
don't need
IWC?
the title.
IWC?
Yeah.
IWC?
You want to see them melt down?
Triple H hates black people.
Well, I mean, I don't like. I mean, and I would agree that she shouldn't lose. Like, I would agree it's too soon. I think it would be a bad choice too.
Is she moving merch?
I mean, I don't know. Maybe
She ain't. The other two are, that's for sure.
Yeah.
So then
It's my only argument against it. Storyline wise, she has to keep it. It's.
Yeah,
I
I
want
think
to
she's
see more of it.
getting really over as this character though. So
I think so, yeah.
keep the belt. I'm just saying all the heels should keep the belt basically.
Yeah.
Let her cook. Is that?
That's the new slogan for the WNBA or something, or some
Yeah.
ad campaign.
The WNBA ad
let her
campaign.
cook.
Yeah, it means like play, like, continue to
So
dominate
hang on,
playing
a quick.
basketball.
No. I understand what it's supposed to mean, but what it sounds to me like is, "Oh, you women,
Yeah,
get
people
back
have-
in the
people-
kitchen."
people
Yeah.
When
have
it's on a
made
big
that
billboard and there's a
distinction,
woman's
or
face,
haven't.
yeah, it's.
People have
become a
made
meme.
that comparison. Yes,
It was a bold choice.
I don't see like how you could let these campaigns off and not think of that.
How do you, yeah?
Or maybe
no
you're
one
like,
knew that was coming.
well, that's not our intention, and we know it's going to get us attention. Not our
Maybe.
intention plus
Yeah,
attention.
maybe. Yeah,
It could be
again,
intentional.
Yeah, bad press.
It's got to be,
is-
or else like I should be paid
Still pressed or
$200,000 to
whatever. I
come
don't
up
know.
with stupid ads. I could do that.
Why else are
True.
you doing it?
So we're Naomi across the board on this one.
Yeah. Naomi across the board, including the Waxy the Venomous, the disappeared dentist.
The disappearing dentist. That leads us into the main event of night 2. Juan Cena versus Cody Rhodes. So, what's going to happen here?
You have no idea.
I have no idea. Honestly, for me, what I think happens here is John retains. He wins,
Has to.
and Cody turns heel.
You're crazy. You think they're gonna pull that? No
Yeah.
way.
Yeah,
No
I think
way.
Cody.
That's the only way to
turns-
save a bad heel turn is with an incredible heel turn. How about that?
Yeah, that's true.
I think
It would be so sick,
because
but
it's the only way that. How else are you going to get John to be good again? Something mental has to happen to make everyone on his side, and Cody turning heel forces him to be face, and then eventually he'll lose the title at Survivor Series or whatever his last thing is. So he doesn't take the title, but Cody then takes it away from him as a heel rather than as, he couldn't beat John as a babyface Cody, but he could beat him as a heel. That I can see working. But I think he has to retain for this.
It sounds too good to be true. It sounds too monumental.
But
But
he's so sick.
I mean, I hope that happens. I can't deny that.
And
honestly,
The Rock comes out and
I think
everything.
No, The Rock's not
exactly.
coming out. Everyone leave The Rock alone. He's done.
he's at home getting
He had
makeup
his
done
chance,
by his
yeah.
daughter.
It's way too late now.
But
Jason?
yeah, so you
Jason.
said Cody?
I'm going John. I'm going John.
So he's gonna win by cheating.
I
Or
think John will
not this
win.
case.
Yeah, John will win, and Cody realizes he can't beat him, and so turns to being a dick in after the match to be like,
And does he
I'm
justify it by saying, "Well, John's always cheating, and look what he's become," and then he's becoming
exactly.
bad while calling someone else out?
Correct.
I like that too good. Like all your predictions and booking that's too good that never comes true. They
Yeah.
should put you. I don't know if you watch Unreal yet, but you should get back there with Abyss.
I've watched the first couple of episodes. And I'm just thinking I could do this.
It's crazy chaotic. I'm surprised there isn't
is.
more mistakes. I can't believe
know.
how the production is insane.
Yeah.
But that being said, I'm gonna go John retains too. I can't see him losing the title right now,
Not
but he
yet.
could change his positioning, like you said. That's possible. But yeah, I'm just gonna say John. I don't know what else besides that.
Yeah, I'm saying John as well. I would love for
Wow.
Cody to win, and I think I'll be marking out all the way until the end. And part of me will just be like, no, of course John's going to win, of course John's going to win, of course John's going to win, and he probably will. But part of me will believe and want that Cody has a chance.
It's believable that Cody.
He's like
wins
the
it
only
back,
believable
of course.
one, so that
He is
just
the only
shows you where
believable
he
one.
stands.
Which is
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, absolutely wild. Do you know what I am? Oh, and do you know what? We haven't even spoken about the fact that it's a street fight.
Oh yeah, that's the most interesting. I wonder.
It's
I actually don't
true.
like that. I'm still like gonna look
No,
forward to
I-
what they're gonna do, but it just makes it. I don't like the way it feels. Yeah, it
I wish
doesn't
they
need
would
it.
Yeah, they
Change
didn't need
the
it.
name of that match. I don't
Like
like
no
it being
DQ
called
or
a street
something.
fight.
Street
Yeah,
fight,
no DQ.
yeah,
street
fight
fight should
takes
be
away from
outside.
it.
Yeah.
It should be out in
Like a
the
mean
fields.
street posse bullshit Chicago
Yeah.
street fight.
Wait, where is this again? This is New Jersey.
Yeah, this
Well,
Jersey
I
Shore street fight
A Jersey
Dude,
Shore
that's
street fight.
sick.
Have them fighting on
It's
a pier
sick,
or
like-
whatever.
in a vacuum, but
Yeah.
as a part of this big story,
Sure.
it's kind of odd. I don't know, but I'm still looking forward to it.
Yeah, I don't like Street Fight for this either, but
Yeah.
obviously looking forward to it.
But there you have it. That is night 2 of SummerSlam. It could be the bummer of the summer, but it could be the really good show.
Could be pretty good, yeah.
Slobber knocker.
It could be a slobber knocker. I couldn't think of a rhyme for summer
I
that's
couldn't either.
good. Nah. We're not
Dumber.
that good. We're just jobbers. So
Yeah.
yeah. But there you have it, night 2. Now, before we end this one episode that has been recorded over 2 nights in honor of a 2-night SummerSlam, blended seamlessly into one episode, of course. Jason, I would like to give you this chance because we never had your opinion on it other than through our very exclusive messaging group, to finish the episode with your thoughts, if you feel you want to give any, about the passing of one Terry Bollea, known as Hulk Hogan.
I think I plead the fifth on that one.
That's fair.
But I will say, it is correct me if I'm wrong, the biggest death in the history of professional wrestling.
Yeah. Yeah. I think
I'll say that.
yeah, fine. That is
What are the other most notable, impactful? Like, what's the rating?
Obviously,
'Cause-
Vince. and that's going to be really interesting to see.
But what about, where does it rank compared to Benoit or Owen?
Hogan?
Yeah.
Well, it's too tough because the circumstances of how these
It's
individuals
just-
passed away.
That's
are
all
so,
I'm comparing it to is like
Because Owens
You're
was
just
an
talking
awful
controversial
tragic
deaths,
accident,
yeah.
and Benoit, I don't even need to say what it was. We all know.
No.
So it's very tough to say, but no, just as far as the impact and character, like as far as what like Hulk Hogan is wrestling, like for so many people, my mom knows who Hulk Hogan is.
Mm.
And unfortunately, she knows who Chris Benoit is too, but that's for other reasons.
Well, that's what I mean. That's the only reason why I compared it is because of the media storm that came from it. You know, and maybe one of the only good things about the other two is they weren't during the social media era, so we didn't get people's instant reactions and people defending or burying or whatever. But
that was so nice, wasn't it? With no instant reactions for everything. Oh my god. But yeah, it's the biggest death in the history of wrestling, and forget what else I was gonna say, but I think that's good.
I asked the guys yesterday, what is your most memorable or one or two standout moments
Oh yeah.
that come to mind when you
Of
think of
him?
Hulk Hogan? Yeah,
Yes.
Jordan mentioned not NWO specific, was it? or
No,
was it
I
just-
mentioned WrestleMania X8 Icon versus Icon.
Wax.
You know what's
mentioned
crazy?
The NWO. I talked about we and you just watched WrestleMania 3
and
how he hulks up, you know, like all that stuff.
I know, but what's crazy about him is I don't have any really concrete, solid memories of watching him live as it was happening. You know, I started by watching old tapes from like before I was born and when I was really young, and then
I
I
rent movies from Bonnie Soir and whatever.
Yeah,
different
but I don't
WrestleManias.
remember watching him live. I didn't watch The Rock WrestleMania live. I didn't.
Really?
No, I don't think so. I don't remember watching that. So I don't know. Like you just
Didn't
know
you watch WCW every now and then though?
Like I would know. I know him more as far as like watching in the moment as NWO. Yeah, Hollywood Hogan. I had like a Hollywood Hogan beat him up like plush toy thingy. So that's how I knew him more. And then when I was younger, I watched the tapes and everything. He's just someone you know. Oh yeah, that's what I was gonna say. He's the most famous wrestler of all time. Some people would say The Rock because he's more famous as a human being, but that's for so many. That's not just wrestling. That's because he does everything. So
Is it Wrestling Buddies?
yeah, something like
Wrestle
that.
Buddies?
So he's the most famous wrestler of all time.
I would agree.
I know Andre might be close, but that's like earlier, so.
I don't know if I asked a random person on the street. If
Andre
they
the
would
Giant?
know Andre, yeah.
You have a better chance with Hogan, but a lot of people know
for
Andre.
sure.
I think my mom knows Andre the Giant too. That's how I measure wrestlers' popularity.
How
You know Seth
popular-
Rollins? Nah, screw him.
Well, these guys aren't mainstream. For the only ones that people outside of wrestling know are the mainstream guys. They might know Andre because he was in a lot of movies and
Fellows
he was in.
He was
stuff,
mainstream
yeah.
at the time, I think, because of how
That's why your mom would.
extraordinary he
Our
was.
parents' generation would. Whereas Seth Rollins has never crossed over, where John Cena has.
Yeah,
or The Rock
they know
has.
John Cena. So like just from
the only
wrestling,
one, keep going.
I mean Hulk. He was in movies. That's true.
Yep.
But would you
TV
call him?
as well.
Was he ever a movie star? I think he just did a couple of movies. Like The
He did
Rock
bunch-
became a
he
movie
was mainstream,
star.
is what I'm going to say. He was mainstream. Hulk Hogan was mainstream. Everybody knew him.
He was on a lot of TV shows and stuff as well, which a lot of people would have seen on network.
But his main
cable and all
export,
that.
you would say, it would be wrestling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whereas
for
The
sure.
Rock has done so many movies now. Like he's a movie star also.
Yeah. Well, just.
He's a movie star, The Rock.
Yeah,
He
he is
is
a movie star. He's the
star.
biggest
Yeah.
draw in Hollywood.
Well, a lot of people only know him for movies.
But his wrestling chops and promos
Oh no,
are
it's not.
better
It's not
than his
nothing to do
acting,
with
but
quality.
Because I'm
It's-
excited for his new movie that's coming out.
It's nothing. It's nothing to do with quality. It's just like how people know him.
He's done a lot, yeah. I think
Facts.
a lot of people now know him as Dwayne, and that's the thing. Like, they don't
True.
know him as The Rock.
That's
you know.
crazy.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
But there you have it. That is
Yes.
everything. That is Summer Slam 2025. 25.
25.
Brad, take us out.
Take
Thank
me
you,
away.
everyone, for listening to another episode of the Four Jobbers podcast at the Four Jobbers everywhere on social media. Make sure to like, subscribe, give us a positive rating on the social media platforms because we're a small podcast and we really need it. So if you do it for all these giant podcasts, come on, you got to do it for us. We need it more. Come on.
Support local.
And enjoy SummerSlam, everybody.
Enjoy it.
Let us know what you think of it. Tweet at us. Yell at us on Instagram.
And get
whatever you want.
really, really drunk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that. Whoa, that one's new. That's sick.
Kind of
That's
looks
the
like
best one yet.
kind of looks
That's
like
crazy.
That was good. That.
Yo, that's really good.